I don't think it's going 0 to 50. Like you said, I haven't played in 8 months, for a while since college season ended. But that don't mean I'm not ready, to play. I've been, working out a lot, every day, pretty much, and just trying to stay ready, stay prepared, for when the moment comes. So I don't see that as going 0 to 50.
All right. Next up, we have Will Manso with WPLG TV. Go ahead, Will.
Hey, Precious, good to talk to you. Curious, you mentioned the workouts and working out with Tyler. We saw those videos of you this week. What's that been like? How'd that come together? And I know he's a young guy, but he's a young guy that experienced a lot. How do you try to kind of lean on learning from his rookie experience?
Just asking him a lot of questions. Me and Tyler were connected the night right after I got drafted. We've been in communications, pretty much the next day, and it was just he told me as soon as I got out here, he reached out to me, and we just been talking, and tried to get in the gym, and it's just a way to build a bond, with a teammate, and and put in the gym together, just working out, getting better, getting a better feel for each other, and just something that we're gonna do going forward for a really long time. Why not start up early?
All right. Next up, we have Mateo Mayorga. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Precious. At this point in time, what would you say is the most overlooked part of your game? Perhaps, is there something you think the scouts missed?
No, I don't think there's anything the scouts missed. I bring a lot of energy to the team. And my game is just based around energy. Run the floor, rebound, play defense, stuff like that. Just do other little things that it takes to win basketball games.
All right. Next up, we have Anthony Chang with the Miami Herald. Go ahead, Anthony.
Hey, Precious. I think last week you posted a few old videos of you rooting on the Heat in the playoffs. What drew you to this team as a fan a few months ago, and how much of a coincidence, how crazy is it when you look back at that you're here in this moment right now?
The coincidence is crazy. It wasn't something that I thought about, or something that it's just crazy, like you said. I'm a basketball fan, and I love basketball. I love to play basketball. I love to watch basketball. I love to watch winning basketball. I love to watch when people, play hard, when people play together, when people play to win. And that was, Heat's basketball. That's been Heat's basketball. And during the playoffs, I watched pretty much almost every game, in the bubble, and I watched Heat's basketball, and I just enjoyed watching, when the Heats played. It was winning basketball. It was just everybody was locked in, in the moment. Everybody had the same goal, and it was like all five guys. Where I see if it was just one person, there was so much in sync, and they understood each other. It was just beautiful basketball to watch. So I saw, it really made me a fan, of Heat basketball during the playoffs.
All right. Next up, we have Cooper Moorhead with Heat.com. Go ahead, Cooper.
Hey, Precious. Ultimately, this is not really going to matter because the Heat aren't going to put you in a box. They're always very open-minded. But for the short term, as far as training camp and your first months with the team, do you think you're trying to earn more wing kind of 3-4 minutes, or more big man 4 or 5 minutes?
Like I said earlier, for me, it's just I'm a player that brings a lot of energy to the team. Um, Someone that does whatever it takes to win basketball games, and that's what Heat basketball is about. Winning, bringing everything that you have, putting on the table, being mentally focused, locked in at the moment, and the ultimate goal is to win basketball games, and that's all I'm about. Whatever it takes for us to win games, that's what I'm willing to do.
All right. Next up, we have Ira again from the Sun Sentinel. Go ahead, Ira.
Precious, since we last spoke, Bam Adebayo signed a really nice contract to be here a really long time, which, at least for a young player like you have an anchor on the team now. When you look at Bam's game and what he does well, and when you look at your game and what you do well, Where do you see the mesh points between the two? In other words, what do you think it'll be like playing alongside Bam Adebayo? What do you think you can do to complement each other? Thank you.
I'm a younger guy coming in, and like you said, he's been here. He's gonna be here for a while now. I just look forward, just asking him a lot of questions. Just continue to learn from him every day. Just whatever questions that I have in that role, that position, I'm sure it's something that he's been through. You know, and I don't have a problem with asking questions. I'm sure he doesn't have a problem with helping me out, answering a lot of those questions and showing me the things to do, what to do and what not to do, or how to go about things. So, it's just learning from him. And then off the court, at the end of the day, it's all basketball. So, just asking him a lot of questions and just, trying to learn as much as I can from him.
All right, next up we have Jason Jackson, who's a Heat courtside reporter. Go ahead, Jax.
Thanks, Nick. And good morning, Precious. The
Morning.
work that you've done with Tyler over the last couple of days, how much of that helped in this very first session that you had individually? And did anything from today's work not surprise you, but was it different from what you've done before?
No, it wasn't. I come from I've been very fortunate to go through a lot of NBA, trainings, a lot of, I've been around a lot of NBA guys. I went to the University of Memphis, where I pretty much had, a whole NBA coaching staff, and Coach Penny Hardaway, Mike Miller, Cody Topper, and, Darby Ridge. And, just being around those guys has been, around the NBA and had NBA guys in the past. And I was able to learn a lot from them. We pretty much ran an NBA style offense. And then putting me in positions and situations like that, I felt like helped prepare me for this moment. Just kind of like set the, that first beginning process. And instead of just me coming in very clueless, I have a foundation just because of those guys.
As for those workouts with Tyler, did it help with anything from a terminology standpoint or any of the other things that are unique to Miami?
Yes, of course. While we were working out, he had some things that he said, and I asked him, a couple questions, is that this, it's just terminology, and he explained it to me, and he told me what they were.
Was that he's special with the drip? There's no two ways. Was there any previous connection you all had? How did you guys get together, you and Tyler?
So me and Tyler, we've been in communication the night after the draft. It's just now, we've been building bond. We talk a lot. Talk about a lot of things, basketball, and just, we've been talking about getting in the gym since I came down. And, it's just someone that, one of the first guys that I was able to, that we spoke, and we've been building a bond since I've been out here, even before I got out here.
All right,
Thanks,
next
sir.
up we have our Heat TV announcer, Eric Reed. Go ahead, Eric.
Thank you, Nick. Hey, Precious. Welcome to the Miami Heat. Congratulations on getting drafted by such a great franchise. I have two questions. The first one is regarding your college choice. What led you to Memphis, and what exactly did you get from playing for two guys that had a long and great career in the NBA, in Penny and Mike Miller?
What led to my college decision was just the type of atmosphere that the Memphis program had when I went there, or the way the coaches approached things. It was very different from all the other colleges that recruited me at the moment. A lot of colleges talked about basketball, obviously, that was the number one thing. But when it came to Memphis, they showed that they really cared about who I am as a person and not just a basketball player. And that was one of the things. I'm very family oriented. And that was one of the things that really drew me to, to that program, to Coach Penny. And, it was an easy decision for me. Like I said, I'm very family oriented. So, when I felt and got that understanding that these people, they really care about who you are as a person rather than just a basketball player, it was an easy decision for me.
Second part of the question would be, have you had any conversations with Jimmy Butler yet? And have you experienced any of his great team leadership that he showed us all last year in Miami?
Yes, of course. after the draft, I reached out to Jimmy, and he reached out to me, and we talked, and he pretty much just said, hey, welcome. We're glad to have you, and at the end of the day, the goal is winning. He emphasized that, and for me, I want to win. That's when it feels so good, and I respect that, and that's all I'm about. Like I said earlier, doing it whatever it takes to win basketball games.
Thank you, Precious.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have Shannon Irish with Heat TV. Go ahead, Shannon.
Hi, Precious. Welcome to Miami. I just want to know what your thoughts are on being in the city so far, what you've noticed, and what kind of fan responses you've received since the draft, and how excited you are to be a part of that mix.
One of the things I've noticed, I lived in New York for a while. New York is diverse. So is Miami. I was telling someone yesterday that Miami is actually, I think, more diverse than New York in the sense that you have the country, you have the city, you can go to the beach. There's so many things you could do in like really really not you don't have to travel so far to get to it. Rather than like other places like New York where the beach you really have to travel to it. The city you have to really travel to it, and then the country you have to really travel to it. So Miami is so diverse, in a in a smaller space, I'd say, and just being able to like be able to reach people from different places, backgrounds, people that like different things in a small place, and just the basketball culture around here, and how everybody embraces basketball in the Heat program, not just basketball, just sports in general. It's just amazing to me.
All right, and our final question goes to Christos Tisaltos from SDNA Greece. Go ahead.
Hello, Precious.
Hello,
Congratulations for your
hello.
new chapter. I have two questions for you. The first one is, what impressed you most about Miami Heat's game last season? Miami Heat's way of play, and what you willing to give on the court for this team?
Everything. What impressed me the most is the winning mentality that everybody had on the team. It was a team. You could tell everybody had the same focus, the same drive. Everyone was locked in the moment, and it was an accomplishment that everybody wanted, not just for themselves but for the team. And that's it. The basketball that they play was very, very beautiful. It's really hard to not love Miami Heat basketball, especially if you know basketball. Like I said earlier, I love to watch basketball. I love to play basketball. Um, and just watching the games, I watched a lot of, like I said, I probably missed just a few bubble games, and every time that I watched the Miami Heat basketball, it was just beautiful basketball, and that's something that I was easily drawn to.
And also, you have a very productive season last season with Memphis under Penny Hardaway and Mike Miller. How helped you about your NBA experience, and what they told you about Miami culture and the team?
Um, it's been, I mean, just being under those guys, it was good, learning from them every single day. I'm still in communication with them. Coach Penny texted me not too long, probably a couple of days ago, 2 days ago actually. Just told me about Miami Heat culture. He played there for a while. Just pretty much told me, hey, stay consistent. Do just pretty much the same thing that I did in college. Is do whatever it takes to win ball games, and just be the guy that people want to be around, and the guy that's very reliable when it comes to getting his job done.